Today I'm joined by Golden State Mining Managing Director Mike Moore. Welcome to the studio, Mike.
Great to be here, thank you very much.
It's been a little while since we've had you in here, so how about you give us a little bit of a recap about yourself and your background?
Yes, well look, we came in here in November 2018, give a bit of a rundown on the impending IPO, quite an exciting time that, a very tight time in the market, but we got the listing away, which was fantastic. We had some really good support. Key broker was Hartley's, and they're still with us at this stage, which is great. And you know, we've had a big year in terms of exploration and delivering on what we said we were going to do with the IPO.
Well, give us a little bit of an update on Golden State Mining.
Sure. Well, look, key focus for us at the moment is the Youle project up in the Pilbara. Very interesting area geologically, and obviously the guys at De Grey have had some outstanding success with the Hemi discovery recently. So we'd already had a planned drill program for April this year, so nothing much has changed in terms of our plans, but it's great to have other people having success in that area, and it sort of endorses the fact that, you know, we'd identified that area 2.5 years ago because we felt it was extremely prospective geologically, and those guys have just beaten us to the punch in terms of getting drill rigs out there and delivering the results, but we're certainly going to be on their coattails, and it's great for that area to fall under the spotlight of investors, an area that was fairly neglected. There's a little bit of cover there, so there's nothing for your average wandering geologist to trip over. So in that respect, you've got to be a bit smart about how you explore. And so geophysics is quite a thing. And the next stage after that is the air core as a form of geochemical sampling, and that's what the guys at De Grey have done. And so we'll follow that model.
Okay, so for Golden State Mining going forward, what does that mean?
A drill program, and that's what investors want. They want that news flow. So it's a really good time, I think, to be into the stock right now. It's always good to get set pre a drill program. If you believe in the geology and the opportunity up in that part of the world, then it's a good stock to be in, well priced at the moment. And so upcoming drill program, 4,000 meters. We may look at that depending on how things go over the next few weeks. And you know, for us, it's a great time to be drilling up there. We've got cyclones out the way, which is fantastic. Got a good relationship with the station owners up there, so looking forward to getting in there and starting those drill rigs.
So, Mike, let me ask you: how does GSM stack up against its peers in the marketplace?
Well, I think it stacks up pretty well. We were talking earlier about how tight the stock is. You know, only 36 million shares on issue, which is unusual for a listed explorer. So we worked very hard pre-IPO to keep that tight, so that it gave investors, should we, you know, ultimately achieve some success, some really good leverage. So going into a drill program and only having that amount of shares on issue gives people a great chance. And so I think that really differentiates ourselves from perhaps the also ran explorers. In fact, that, you know, we've worked very hard to keep that tight. Be very careful about how we spend our money. Work very well technically. And then hopefully give those investors post a drilling program and hopefully with some good results, a chance to see a bit of increase in that share price.
Well, I'm sure current investors and potential investors too are very interested in what the next few months hold for GSM.
Well, look, you know, there's always excitement around that next drilling program. So we'll be having the rigs turning in April, and then post that May and June. Obviously, we'll be having those assay results coming out. So it's a big platform for us to leverage from. And you know, we're a corporately aware business, and so we must be mindful of the fact what our neighbours are doing up in that particular part of the world, and what our peers are doing in a business sense here. So we're very much focused on two themes. Corporately, we're being very aware, but we're also, you know, spending a lot of time on working through a quality drill program and hopefully identifying the right targets to give us the best chance of hitting some numbers in those drill holes.
Yeah, so some very exciting times coming up.
There are, not for the faint-hearted,
yeah.
definitely. But it's an interesting time in the market. I think people are a little bit more receptive to stepping back into the space and investing in gold stocks. And they always like to know that there's a new area to get involved with, an area that's opening up, perhaps where the opportunity hasn't been spotted. And I think, you know, the De Grey guys have obviously demonstrated there's credibility in that part of the world. Got some really great rocks. People can go look at the geophysical results that we've had in the past and some of our announcements. I think they can form their own opinion that there's a good chance there.
Well, myself and others, I'm sure, are very excited about keeping an eye on you and where you go. Let's not make it so long between talks next time.
No, I definitely look forward to coming back pretty soon.
Okay, thanks for popping in, Mike.
Pleasure.
Cheers.